This is a quick little video of my mom and I foraging for this mushroom called chicken of the woods. You'll see here some quick shots of what the mushroom looks like, different forms of it, different stages of its growth here at the beginning. This next shot will be of the spores left over after you cut the mushroom off the tree and before it starts to regrow. Here we're just picking up some of the leaves off the tree here to identify it, making sure it's an oak tree. Chicken of the woods grow out of oak trees here in this part of California. You'll see here growing out of the woods here at the bottom of the tree. It looks like the ground, but it's actually a root down there. Now, this is the first tree we actually take a clipping from. Funny thing is here, you're going to see a car pull up here in a second. We're actually out front of Kat Von D's house, and they actually pulled up right as we were clipping off this mushroom. And we got nervous at first. We thought maybe they might tell us to stop, but they're really sweet. They just wanted to know what the mushroom was because they had seen it growing on their tree, and we just explained to them it's chicken of the woods, it's really yummy, and it's vegan. They laughed. That was it. It was nice to get a quick little blessing from them. They were really sweet. So this is our first mushroom that we take back. This is a older growth, so we'll get into what they taste like in a little bit, but you'll see us here just walking through the neighborhood. This is Outpost Drive in the Hollywood Hills. You'll see a few of them growing up above us here. Now they actually do damage to the trees, and you'll see there a little clipping of what was a growth that broke off a branch there. And then this is a perfect example of the damage it actually does. These mushrooms can be parasitic to the trees, so you're doing somewhat of a favor by clipping them off of the trees. You'll see here the hollowed out stump of an old tree here that got basically eaten from the inside from these chicken of the woods, or what they call sulfur shelves. And my mom, of course, just loving to bring things back for her garden, she broke off one of these older pieces, and in the next few scenes here, you'll see her happy. I love her. Now we're gonna stash it so that way we can come back and grab it a little later. She's probably, I'm sure, here telling me, oh yeah, this will look good right here in this part, but you'll see the mushroom is just growing all over the place here. You can see what looks to be blobs, but these are actually older versions of the mushroom. Now this is a beautiful garden, of course. Here again, my mom taking some clippings for her garden for later. We love this flower here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Reminded me of like a tie-dye. I really wish I could get a shirt like that. That'd be a beautiful tie-dye shirt. You'll see some more flowers here in this beautiful garden. What looks to be like an ice cream, strawberry vanilla there. More flowers, but actually this one we could eat, and you'll see my mom here getting a little tester. It's also one of her favorite things, not only to get flowers and plants to bring back to our garden, but she loves to eat things she finds out in nature. You'll see here this weird looking leaf that looked like the top of a Lego brick. She's showing me some leaves here that are actually seeds of the marigold. Some more seeds here for us to bring back into our garden. I'm sure eventually I'll upload a video of all the little plants we've come across our journey here. This is actually my favorite part. Look at, she's trying to orange. Nope, doesn't like it. Perfect reaction shot, but you never know until you try it. And this one actually ended up being ripe, so the verdict here is good. You'll see me once again going here into the tree to pull off a younger growth, a younger chicken of the woods. You'll see here, before it starts to grow out like a shelf, it's almost like a blob, and we wanted to get a little piece of this one here, just so that way we can kind of see what the difference in the flavor and the texture. We ended up liking the older ones more, just because it had a little more texture to it. It wasn't as spongy like a mushroom. The older ones actually tasted like chicken. And here's, weirdly enough, I found this card face down, 7 of diamonds, my lucky number, 7. And when I looked up the meaning later on, it actually said 7 of diamonds can mean finding the balance between what you love and money. So I'll take that as a good omen. Nice little shot of the street we're on, Outpost Drive, before this shot here of us driving right up into the hillside. Now, I'm very familiar with this neighborhood just because I work a lot in this neighborhood. I'm a tour guide here in the Hollywood Hills, so I'll take tourists and locals through this neighborhood quite often, and over the years, I've just loved to incorporate more of nature into my tours. So for me, I always keep my eyes peeled, see what's growing here in the hillside. And I had seen this mushroom growing a while back, but I couldn't identify it. And it wasn't until one day I was on tour and actually saw somebody clipping one off of a tree. So curiosity makes me pull over it. I ask him, what is this mushroom? And he tells me it's chicken of the woods. So I do my research, and oddly enough, or for whatever reason, this is just a perfect mushroom to start off with. It's a great beginner's mushroom for foraging. It's easy to identify, and really no harmful side effects. Of course, disclaimer, don't take my word for it. With all mushrooms, always do your research, because thankfully there's a lot of info on mushrooms out there. You just got to look for it. The fun part is doing your research on these things and looking through all the different pictures of the mushrooms and finding out about mycelium, this internet of nature. Leads you to all different kinds of studies, and great places to start off. Of course, Paul Stamets interview with Joe Rogan on the Joe Rogan Experience. It's a great place to start. And then of course, just look for more interviews with the owners of Real Mushrooms and Four Sigmatic. Those are great brands, and the more you know about mushrooms, the more it just amazes you. They can be used medicinally, for psychedelic uses, here just for edible uses, and they're just growing here. It's really awesome to think you can just go out in your back garden, and even somewhere that you wouldn't think, somewhere like Hollywood, the Hollywood Hills, LA, you wouldn't think mushrooms really growing, but look at us here, right in the Hollywood Hills, foraging for some mushrooms. It almost feels like right here we could be in the Pacific Northwest. So, get out there, explore your environment. It's really awesome. We ended up having a beautiful day, my mom and I. It wasn't hard to convince her. As soon as I told her that we could actually eat it, she was like, say no more. Let's go eat these mushrooms. So it was a nice little adventure my mom and I had. So that was a lot of fun. And you'll see here just our favorite tree of the day, our favorite specimen of the day. Just the way the mushroom grew into this tree, it kind of exposed the insides of this tree, and actually how much damage it's done to it. But something oddly beautiful about the growth of the mushroom and the tree here. So I really appreciate you sticking this far into the video. You'll kind of see these last few shots of me showing the mushroom to my mom, and shouts out to my mom for being a great camera handler. She really did her best, and normally we love to make fun of her because she's not that good with the camera, but luckily with the GoPro, she was able to do a really great job, and I really appreciate it. We had a beautiful time. I'll kind of just let the ending of this video play out. If you stick it around long enough, you'll capture a quick little video of my mom and I ending the day talking about dinner at our favorite coffee shop in Hollywood, Javista. Check it out if you're ever in the area. And if you're ever in the area, maybe drop a comment below, and I can help guide you to find these locations, or you can come take a tour with me and I'll show you. So thank you for enjoying and sticking with the video this long, and hopefully this could be somewhat of service. Definitely I recommend doing some more of your own research, but I really appreciate it. Hope you had a fun time.
And then, you know what? We'll have an early dinner with the quinoa stuff. Maybe I'll make it a stir fry. With some green beans, and I'll put corn in it. Corn. What else? Asparagus?